Coming to you from Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge in Ingalls, Indiana, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. It's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah. And today, we got a
smorgasbord.
smorgasbord.
We do.
You know,
So we'll start with the first thing
we
here.
had put a call out in the last episode. If you have something you'd like us to try on the show, send it over.
Yeah.
So today we have cigars.
Yeah.
We have whiskey. We have more whiskey. And even more whiskey.
Exactly. So our boys up north, in Canada, they sent me some cigars, and whiskey for us to try.
Yeah.
And actually, he sent this a little while ago, but we wanted to get on this and try it. I've not seen this cigar other than on his review channel. His name's Luke Blanchard. Shout out to him. We'll get drinks going in a
my
minute.
stick's 35 millimeter.
Yeah, and so he does reviews, and this is one he really enjoyed. It's Santos Miami. I know nothing about this, so we're going to give this a shot. And then he also gave us a couple of pours, and I'm not sure what this one is. It says Canadian Club Classic 12-year. So we'll find out how Canadian whiskey is today.
Yeah.
So that's one of our fun things we're going to be doing today.
I also brought a Dusty pour.
Didn't I tell you to clean your room?
That's Dusty.
Do we want to go with the Dusty first?
We probably, you know what? Let's do a cold draw on this.
Okay.
See what it's doing, and then we'll get into the Dusty pour.
Okay. So we have that. We also, a couple other things we got going today. We've got these two bottles on the table here. That was a trip that Will Breed and I and Steve Strabbing and the crew from Indiana Small Batch went down, and we blended some of our own bottles. So this is a blend that I created down there. Really like it. So we'll see how much Isaiah likes it. His and I palates sometimes mesh, sometimes don't. So we'll find out. So far, everyone's loved it.
Normally, I can admit, like, oh yeah, that's good. That's just not my jam. Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't. But no. So on this cigar, it has a slight fruitiness to it. It's almost like dried apricot and some hay on the palate too, just on the cold draw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is a light fruit hay.
Yeah.
I can 100% see why you're saying apricot.
Yeah, so these say Santos
baked
de Miami or Miami from Jameson Cigar Co. So we'll be intrigued to get into this.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. And Luke, if you are listening to this one too, you know, you'll have to tag in the comments of anything that we post out on the show, your review of this cigar too, so people can read more about it.
Sorry we took so long on this. I forgot we had them.
Yeah, that was my fault. I put them in the back of the humidor, thinking, "Oh, I won't forget them here," and we forgot them. So
Today's Dusty Pour is a brand that most people don't like, or a brand that most people have some sort of issue with.
Okay, who's that?
So today we are diving into a 90 proof pour of George Dickle.
Okay.
From 1964. So
we do know Isaiah likes a little Dickle in his mouth occasionally.
You do too occasionally.
Oh, I do. Little ones get lost in what? No, never mind. Oh, man, that's got a beautiful nose. So sweet.
It's fruity. It's almost banana, like banana runts.
Yeah.
There's also a slight cinnamon on there, like
that's
spicy
a fruit
cinnamon.
cocktail, man. There's way more fruit than just banana.
Yeah.
And how old is this?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like the bottle came out in 64, so. Wow.
Okay.
That is super fruity.
It's very fruity. And the fruit's really heavy on the finish.
Yeah.
The beginning is a little a little dusty on the beginning.
Yeah, it definitely does that almost signature mothball.
It does.
Thing,
It does.
But it
that's what I'm
ends
looking
with
for.
almost a
ton of fruit,
like a pear syrup. You
Yeah.
know, like the syrup and the canned pears.
Yeah, this is probably the first Dusty that you and I have done together on the show that I've said, "Oh, this one tastes old."
Yeah.
On the beginning, on the
Yeah.
end, it's all fruit, but this one definitely tastes old.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not totally a bad thing. You just
No, not at all.
have to like that signature dusty note if you're going to get down with this pour.
Now, Dickle has a good. I mean, they kind of have that dusty thing going anyway, that mothball thing, don't they? Or am I thinking of something else?
Ish. A lot of people associate their bourbons and stuff with more like Flintstones vitamins, almost a chalky
That's what
thing,
you say. Yeah, yeah.
which I think can translate into some of what we're experiencing here, because it still is kind of that almost dry, like a dry chalky thing.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. It's Flintstone vitamins for me with the fruit finish.
Which is just funny because like that's a modern day tasting note thanks to most whiskey tube, and it's like still present on this, and everybody
60 plus years
associates
ago.
that with like the orange Flintstone vitamin, like
Yeah.
that fake orange thing. And,
I can definitely see that.
chalkiness. I cannot believe that that's the way they've always been.
And they never made an adjustment.
No, but you got to think like when this came out, nobody drank whiskey.
Right.
Like people, this was it. I don't totally remember where I got it from, but I'm pretty sure it came from a decanter that was shaped like a bowling pin.
Okay.
I don't remember whose decanter it was, but I do remember seeing a picture of this decanter from this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really digging going back through the history a little bit on some of these because, you know, like this one here, you know, back whenever this was made,
Yeah.
you know, 50s, 60s, whatever.
I'd imagine like a lot of the stuff that's older is normally in that 8 to 12 year mark. Like,
Right.
You don't see a lot of 4 to 6 year like you do modernly.
Now. Yeah. But it's kind of interesting because, you know, they probably were going for some of these kind of fruity notes, that Flintstone vitamin thing, because they were trying to up the flavor notes of just medicinal whiskey.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so, I mean, they did a good job. I'm just kind of shocked that they didn't do a little pivoting down the road, maybe make something different and special. But you know, they have a following, so people like it, and it's good to go.
The other thing is I don't know when they were acquired, but George Dickle in the Cascade Hollow Distillery, or if they've always been part of the Diageo company, notoriously their barrels go over for like Lagavulin. Lagavulin ages in ex-George Dickle barrels.
okay.
And I think almost that they have crafted this brand to taste good for the scotch that they'll sell for more later on.
They're probably making way more money on that end,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So, and Lagavulin is special. So, well, cool. You want to get lit up, or you want to go ahead and
Well, let's go ahead and
pour first?
let's go ahead and get lit up on this.
Okay.
Oh, this is the Santos de Miami from Jameson. I don't know. Cigar Co. Once again, I think both Rob and I are lighting on the Julius, which has been my favorite lighter since I've gotten it. And I never thought I'd be a soft flame guy. But even sitting out by the fire, I just recently got a solo stove, so I've been burning a lot of fires out on my back porch. Like, just sitting out there with this, like, it just makes... I think it just makes the smoking experience even slower.
It does. I'll tell you, I love that one too, and that's one of the reasons why I ended up getting this Zippo with a soft flame insert.
And a soft flame butane insert.
Soft flame butane, yes, and it's actually become my favorite little carry lighter. So
Yeah, absolutely. Probably fits in your coin pocket.
it does.
Yeah.
A little bit better than the Julius. Julius is a little bit big.
I don't really ever put my lighters in my pockets unless I'm like at a tasting event or something like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're in a bag. Like, even when I come to the shop, I'm most of the time bringing a backpack. Well, lately it's been mostly for the podcast, so I'm bringing a backpack.
Yeah.
Well, on
I was
this-
not expecting this to be as spicy off the beginning as it is.
Yeah.
It looks a little lighter, so I was expecting it to be a little bit lighter, but it's got a nice heavy pepper on the tongue.
And it tastes Habano. Like it's just kind of those signature Habano
Yeah,
baking
it does.
spices for me.
I do like it though.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's definitely got that kick of the red and black pepper on the retrohale and on the tongue.
Yeah, on the retrohale, it almost has like a wheat toast note
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I'm even getting that on the back of the tongue right now
Yeah.
after sitting on it for a minute. I like it. So, Luke, thank you, man. I'm going to have to
Yeah,
check into
thank
this cigar because that's actually really good.
Oh,
Let's get into some of our Canadian Club here.
Canadian Club.
Perfect. Thank you.
So Luke said, as far as I remember, he liked this pairing of this cigar in this whiskey. So this is Canadian Club 12. I don't remember the proof. I don't think he wrote it on either of these.
Being Canadian, I would almost expect it to be in that 80-90 range. But who knows with it being 12 year what it is.
Yeah. On the
It's-
nose, you get a lot more of those kind of vanilla, and there's
Yeah.
there's a pretty heavy rye presence on the nose.
See, and I was thinking leaning into even almost not quite caramel, but that leaning of the vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot more nose on it than I would have expected on
Absolutely.
the ones Canadians I've had before.
On the palate, it drinks a little lighter.
Yeah, so that's definitely probably an 80 proofer.
Definitely, it's almost butterscotchy.
It
like
is.
that vanilla, those really dark sugar notes. Yeah,
Which he is right. It goes well with that cigar too. Definitely lighter than I know what we typically would drink.
yeah,
But for someone that likes something first drink of the night, or you're a lower proof guy,
yeah.
or you're a Scotch or Irish guy that likes that little bit in that 80 to 90 proof range, I dig it.
Well, and I think this cigar works particularly well with it because it's not doing a whole lot for the front palate. So, like on the front of your palate, a lot of what you're getting, or like the first thing that you recognize on tasting the cigar, is mostly that toast note.
Yeah.
So you get into this and it adds some sweetness. And
Dude.
then the second thing with the cigar is like those baking spices, that those pepper notes. So it's like it's really adding something here. It's
It
adding
really
a
is.
sweetness that this cigar almost needs.
Tell you what, man, take a sip and then take a puff. I get peach marmalade on toast. Not the heavy peach, just a
Yeah.
peach marmalade
Yeah, I could see it.
or some kind of a fruit on toast.
Yeah,
That's really a nice combo.
it is. Yeah.
Luke, you have to get your butt down here and get on the show with us. Well, we
Yes.
could actually call. Speaking of which, you
Yeah.
and I need to have a conversation about Jackie Zycan. She's wanting to come on the show. We just need
Yeah.
to get her on.
Yeah, let's do it.
We need to do the test of the call in to make sure it works.
Okay.
So, because she's going to come, so Jackie's going to be doing a sensory training in here the first of the year.
Yeah.
So it'll be a ticketed event. It's going to be probably $125, $150, something like that. But she brings all the sensory equipment with you, your tastings, your smells, everything together, and just puts on a show. So be a good time.
This cigar almost plays in the same range as the Pi Synesthesia, the original one, does for me. Where
A
it's,
little stronger,
yeah,
but definitely in the same notes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I could totally enjoy this cigar with coffee
Yeah.
in the morning. Or
Actually, that last puff reminded me a lot of the Mil Diaz.
yeah, I can see that.
Just what
It
the
feels
roof of the
lighter
mouth, the
than
roof of the
Mil Diaz
mouth.
for me.
I'm just getting that roof of the
Yeah.
mouth kind of Mil Diaz thing going. I'm digging it, man. Thanks a lot, Luke.
Yeah,
You're the man.
Thanks, man.
All right, you ready to see what's in the magic box, or you want
I
to try
guess.
these first?
Let's see what's in the box.
Nah. Let's try Will's Cocky Wolverine juice.
Is that what he called it?
That's what it's called. So Will is a graduate of Michigan, huge Michigan fan, and he blended this bottle. It's 117 proof. Little leaning a little bit more in the rye world, but you know, being a college football fan, he had to call it Cocky Wolverine juice.
Yeah. Especially in the household that he lives in.
Yeah, because his wife's an Ohio State grad.
Yeah, it definitely smells like rye.
Yeah,
Is it a rye whiskey or is this a bourbon?
these are bourbons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has some of those brown sugar cinnamon qualities. And
Yep.
definitely almost, and don't take this in a bad way, but it's a eucalyptus-y type rye spice on the nose.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was the brown sugar thing was something we really picked up together. I even get a little bit of that almost eucalyptus kind of on the back of the palate.
yeah. The finish.
That's one I wasn't picking up before.
The finish is long
Long.
and drying, but not in a bad way.
Not
It's
drying like the one we had recently that we were just.
Gosh,
This is
no,
more
not
of
like
a
that.
just a very mild drying.
Yeah, it's not that heavy viscous sit on your tongue, but it just kind of leaves with very little oils on your tongue and leaves you a lot with that brown sugar and almost rice spice characteristic. There's a little bit of oak presence here, but
Yeah. I thought he did a great job.
yeah. I mean, on the front of the palate, it kind of leans into some of those more vanilla and brown sugar characteristics. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's fantastic.
I thought he did a great job.
Good job, Will.
Will's always looking for a little bit of
Clout.
pump up, you know.
He needs it.
And this one is the one that I did, not near the rye, which is not my palate typically. So this one was a tribute to our collaboration with the Indy Fuel. So it
Yeah.
says "Let's Go Fuel" and got the fuel topper on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
119
Tatered out.
proof, tatered out. Yep.
Tatered out.
So this one has a blend. I think his had a blend of 6 or 7 barrels. Mine was a blend of 5.
Yours has a little bit more red fruit on the nose.
It does, yeah.
leans into some of that almost dried cherry or raspberry quality.
This one I remember had. Trying to remember if either his or mine had any of that Green River barrel in it.
It also has a little bit of that corn husky quality, and not in a bad way, but
No.
almost like cornbread.
Yeah,
or
these
corn
were definitely
pudding.
more corn forward.
And vanilla on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you. Hey, Rob's over here losing his life to a
First
bourbon
sip.
he made. Oh gosh.
Don't take a breath when you're trying to do that.
I wasn't planning on it.
Damn. All right. What you thought?
I think Will did a better job.
Fuck you. I mean,
I do. I like Will's a
well,
lot
we knew
better.
you would. He probably liked the one that the club, the group picked even more because it was definitely leaning on the heavy rye.
Well, I think yours is spicier than Will's.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I like the mouthfeel of Will's better. The flavor the flavor on both of them is great. I don't think anyone made a bad bourbon.
This one leans more towards the fruit and the little bit of the brown sugar
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
which I like. That's why I think I
Yeah.
liked it so much.
Seems like you kind of tried to make our Elijah Craig pick.
What's that?
It tastes like you went for the same profile as our Elijah Craig pick.
No, No, because I wasn't. Because I mean, I feel like our Elijah Craig's more of that vanilla cream soda caramel thing. Where
It
this
has
one I
a
don't get a
lot
lot
of
that.
red fruit on it.
It does, but I get more of the vanillas and stuff out of the
Yeah.
Elijah Craig pick. Damn.
I know that's good, Rob. It drinks above its proof, though.
Mm-hmm.
It drinks hot, not in an ethanol young youthy way, but it does. If you were to ask me what the proof is, I would guess like 127 all day long.
Yeah, 119 is where that one has. Well, that one is. So, all right, now. I mean, any news or anything we need to talk about right now?
Any news in my life? Not that I'm able to share quite yet.
You pregnant?
Yeah.
Are you?
No.
Well, I mean, not you, but Victoria pregnant?
No, she's not pregnant.
She's not pregnant?
Oh, we're still both virgins, Rob.
Nice. Nice.
That's a joke.
Didn't figure out the whole honeymoon thing, did you?
No, we were bad at that, man.
Bad at sex or bad at...
We're definitely not bad at that.
Hey, practice makes perfect.
Hey. Yeah, everybody asks us when we're going to have some kids. My only response to them is right now we're just practicing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Practice, practice, practice. So, in massive, huge news, something I know you are going to be extremely excited about.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé now owns a whiskey brand.
I saw that today.
Yes, it's called Fraser and Thomas.
Yeah.
And
Because when I think of Michael Bublé, I think
of
Fraser and Thomas.
and whiskey.
And
Whiskey. The smooth sounds
Not bow
of
ties
Michael
or
Bublé.
Christmas.
The brand describes its liquid as a North American whiskey, as it blends both Canadian whiskey and Kentucky bourbon. So it's got Heaven Hill blended. It's blended and bottled at Heaven Hill, and it's going to start at 84 proof.
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
heard the SRP on that was around $30.
Hey, you know what? Good
So
for him.
I was happy to hear that.
I mean, if they're using Heaven Hill juice, and I'm not sure where they'd be getting it from Canada.
Yeah, there's a million.
I'm not sure if
places
that's
in
actually
Canada.
something you should be blending together, but I guess it fits him. So
I don't remember who the blender was on it, but they did have a pretty good blender on that project.
did they?
I was impressed by them doing it at Heaven Hill because people
BBC?
don't just like go to Heaven Hill,
No.
make their own blend, and have it bottled.
I guess if you're a big dog and someone like Bublé shows up and says, "Hey," you might want to say, "Okay."
yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's any publicity going to happen on that one.
Yeah, but
He's going to be walking around with a bottle on the stage getting hammered while he's singing the sweet sounds of Bublé.
I don't even think so. Like, I have never thought about whiskey when I've thought Michael Bublé. Like,
I've never thought about music when I thought about Michael Bublé, to be honest with you.
my argument to anyone who's like a big Michael Bublé fan is I'll be like, name his famous songs. And they always name like his top. And it's like, yeah, he's not famous for any of his own music. Nobody cares about his own music.
Yeah.
They only care about that one Christmas album he did. He is a seasonal artist, like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Yeah.
except he's somehow more cringy.
More cringy. I love it. I love it. All right. You ready for your special surprise?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And you did call it. It's the Cellar Aged.
Ooh-wee. Cellar Aged.
And it is from Will Breeden. He gave us. He
Amen.
said we can have the first pour off of it. So I told him we'd leave at least an inch or so in the bottom of the bottle for him.
Well, we went ham on.
Yeah, we really kind of killed his William LaRue Weller bottle. But that's what it was for. This one's not for that.
Yes,
this one's
I
for
know.
tasting.
I know. This is the most whiskey nerd thing that I will probably ever say on this show. But I had a dream last night that Meyer marked Cellar Aged. They had 2 Cellar Ages on there, and on the shelf.
For $35 a piece.
They were 45 a piece, and I bought them both and drank them both.
Well, yeah, you should.
But it was all in my dream. I will probably never see a Cellar Aged.
I can't. He
On
didn't
the
tell me where
shelf.
he got it. He may have said something, but I don't remember where he said he got it. But
Yeah.
this is one I know Isaiah's been geeking out trying to get really bad.
Well, I'm just a Makers fanboy.
Yep.
Here you are, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will, for letting us crack it and try it. This is hopefully
This is
a
special.
really special pour.
And it's not a screw top. That's
And
even
it's
better.
not a screw top. Yeah. So this is a blend of 11 and 12 years. It is predominantly 12-year product. The side of the bottle says 87% 12-year product. And
I don't know what the
let me
proof
see
was.
the proof. The proof is 115.7 proof.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. It definitely has the maker's nose to me.
Yeah, I mean, it is, that is super woody for Makers. Like, it is distinctly Makers.
Yeah.
It
it's
does
got
that
all
brown sugar, that kind of
floral
cream cheese
thing.
frosting that I
Yeah.
love. And still, like, a ton of wood, which is very nice.
What'd you say the ages were on it?
11 and 12.
Okay.
It's 87% 12 year.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got a nice nose.
Could that make you a Makers
Best Makers
fan?
I've had.
I think it's the best Makers I've had.
I mean, period. That's the best Makers. I would drink that in a heartbeat. That is delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is really good.
Dang, that is so good. Kind of disappointed I gave myself a short pour on that one. No, I don't need more. No, that's really
so
good.
at the front of the palate, you get a lot of that oak presence, but it's not tannic and unbalanced like some of the pours that we've had recently.
Yeah.
It leans into some almost blackberry notes, like brown
Oh, yeah, I
sugar
can see that.
and some blackberry. And then it
Almost
finishes.
cobbler.
Yeah, it finishes again with almost that black pepper oaky presence. Just the signature Maker's mouthfeel on that kind of oily, viscous thing. It's not melted butter, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in love with this.
I am too.
This is going to sound like a really tatery thing to say. This is what I wish Pappy 15 tasted like. Because I
gotcha.
would take this over a 15
I got you.
all day long.
And by the way, we are jumping into a second cigar because
Yeah.
we needed to promote a little bit about this finally. The knuckle sandwich Maduros, we've got a few more back in stock. It was a long time coming, but we got Robustos and a few Toros in right now. So we also have the Corona Gorda still. But we want to definitely smoke these today too. And we'll be double fisting here for a while today.
Yeah, heck yeah. I love that. Thank you, Will, for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
That is a...
That's delicious. That's a great way to finish off the
well,
the drinks for the day.
The thing about
potentially.
that is it does not... To me, it is still not something that I would like. Or maybe I would. I think at this point, I would probably try and find some trade bait and get one that way. But it's not like BTAC level. It's not.
It's not far from that for me.
Really.
This
Yeah.
might be the best weeder I've ever had.
Wow. Better than William LaRue?
No.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
best. This is one of the best. That was the best. Yeah, this is very impressive. Now, I would be curious, and maybe we should have started with this first to try it on a fresh palate because we've drank through some other stuff too. But I mean, this is viscous. It's mouth watering.
It is.
I mean, it leaves your palate wet when you after you drink. And I know that sounds weird, but it is more mouth watering, and I love it.
No, I do take that back. I would take this like if you told me this was an entry into the BTAC line. Like I've had George T stags that are way worse than this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had some Stag Juniors that I think this is better, and I love Stag Junior.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is it drinks way below its proof. but it has the viscosity and the mouthfeel, and I'm
Dude,
I'm
this
in
is
love,
almost
dude.
this is like a cocktail in a glass with the fruit
Yeah.
level, and there's just so many flavors going on in this.
This is the thing that I think newbies miss in modern whiskey is just that refined oak characteristic. And I think that's part of the reason that like some of the brands are able to put out things that are so tannic oak, because a lot of people haven't tasted products like this.
Right.
Like that's the reason I fell in love with some of those older Knob Creek store picks that were in that 10 to 15 year range.
Right.
Like they have that same refined oak characteristic. It's not tannic. It's a lot of the times in balance with the rest of the sweetness, with the rest of the profile. And this is it. Like oak is one of the main tasting notes on this,
Right.
but it's not dry out oak.
No.
And it's not sawdusty.
It's flavor.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, these are all made, or not all of these, but I mean, when we're talking about the BTAC line, the Makers Mark, Heaven Hill, all these brands, they're all in Kentucky. So the weather changes between distillery to distillery really isn't that much.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to do a scientific process here of whiskeys aged from 8 to like 15 years.
Yeah.
Because like at least my thoughts is that Elijah Craig C923 being almost 13 and a half years, almost 14 years, whatever it was, it was too oaked. It was way over oaked. It's
Yeah.
like, is the magic number 1112,
Yeah.
or is
But
there another
they-
number that
they
might
put
be
this
magic?
in they legitimately put this in a cellar
Okay,
after the 6-year mark.
so it didn't get that heat exchange, cold exchange.
And
Gotcha.
it's really they did it in a
Cellar
more
aged.
gentle oaking process. And Buffalo Trace has temperature controlled rick houses that they will put their longer age product in. Once they hit a certain mark, they know in Kentucky we cannot pull off a 15-year, a 17-year.
Which may be why that C923 being just up in a rick house more than likely.
Definitely
over-oaked.
up in a rick house.
Well, I mean, you look at the color on this; it's
dark,
It's
but
dark,
it's
but it's
not-
not crazy dark. I mean, that
Yeah.
stuff Will's got right there that we had in Will's is way darker at a lot younger process.
It really
So,
is. Yeah. I'm in love. That's fantastic.
That is so good. Again, best makers I've ever had.
Like
by
if
a long
you told me
shot.
this was a Parker's Heritage release, I'd just say duh.
Yeah.
Like absolutely it is.
Yeah.
It is a lot more of the Heaven Hill profile than it is the Buffalo Trace profile to me. Like if you told me this was Heaven Hill, I'd say, yeah.
but
totally.
it is distinctly makers. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but it definitely, like I said, you guys know this. There's not been a makers I'm like, I love,
Yeah.
even like the BEP, which I know you like a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to trade a bottle of something, you let me know. I wasn't a fan of it. This one here, I will seek this out if I can find one of these. I will try to get one of these. That's good.
This is a celebratory pour. This is a crack it on your birthday, crack it on your anniversary.
Crack it on a normal Tuesday
On
morning.
a normal Tuesday because you're
Yeah.
celebrating life.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. Thanks again, Will. This is great. This is legitimately great.
All I'm hearing here is the rest of our listeners need to step it up. That's what I'm getting.
I did hear that.
I did hear
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
heard it.
yeah.
Lisa said it.
Lisa said, she said it back there. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, she's
that's
just
good.
speaking the truth that everybody's thinking.
Exactly. The truth that everyone wants to hear. Hey, the judge is here.
Both of them.
Both of them, retired and not retired.
Yeah. That's
Man, that is so
Oh my
good.
gosh.
And that is going perfectly with this knuckle sandwich Maduro.
I have found that like the cast strength makers typically do just go well with cigars.
Yeah.
I think they offer something special, but this in particular,
Oh,
I'm and your mouth just waters.
It does.
I've been going on this way too long.
no.
It's
As you can tell, we're impressed. Yeah, this one is definitely one that I will be seeking after. Of course, I'll never be able to get it in the bar here, but
No.
I'm sure it's probably all out in the wild by now.
Oh, it's all in people's houses by now.
Mm-hmm.
So these on the secondary market are fetching that 500, 550 mark.
Dude, I can tell you this could go up a lot more. Once people get, if there's, I haven't seen any reviews of you. I'm sure there's got to be a bunch of them out there.
Everybody called it a pappy killer on YouTube. The thing is, I would take it over the pappies that I've tried,
especially for the dollars that Pappy goes for.
Yeah, but the thing is about it is that it's still distinctly Makers, and there's a lot of people in the whiskey world that do not like the Makers profile. I saw people that waited in line to get this bottle at the Makers distillery that tried it and said, I am so glad I tried it. I would have been pissed off if I cracked open my bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't like it?
They didn't like it.
What the hell?
The Makers profile is not for everybody.
It's not. It's not for me.
It's not for you.
This is not
but
the traditional Makers profile to me. This is
it's pretty
way
close.
better. No.
It's pretty close.
I'll go back and grab that BEP and we'll do that next. For science.
For science.
Yeah.
Those will be different, though, because that BEP is probably between the 6 and 7 year mark, where this is at a minimum 11.
Which maybe that's it. Maybe just for me, they just need to age it longer.
Yeah. But Makers typically is chasing after a profile that's sweet and smooth.
Yeah.
Like this is not their typical profile, just because it does have almost that spicy or oak quality.
Right.
Makers was made with whiskey made with wheat because it's so much sweeter, smoother, for whatever that means than a bourbon that's predominant second grain is rye.
Well, I think that's what's funny too is like I really have been I haven't enjoyed wheat for a long time, and I think a lot of that came from the Weller line, not LaRue. LaRue is its own animal. I'm talking about just like the regular Special Reserve, the 107, any of those. I wasn't a big fan of those.
Yeah.
But getting into some of these special aged ones and stuff, I'm really digging the wheats a lot right now.
Well, and I haven't even been a fan of like Weller 12. It never really blew me away. Some of the Weller foolproof picks are really good.
Yeah.
But it's hit and miss.
Yeah. I've had 2 Weller foolproofs, and I didn't really care for either one of them.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, the Larceny B523 we got up there, absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Foolproof for them. That is actually another weeder that I like a lot this year. So, God, just even on the back of the teeth, it's just like licking the candy off the back of the teeth.
Yeah, I mean, this is just sweet oak candy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I do too.
I absolutely love it.
So, something in the works right now, and we're on a text chain right now with Jake from Crowned Heads.
Yeah.
December the 8th, we're doing an event with Jake. And Angel's Envy is going to come.
Angel's Envy, heck yeah.
If they can work it out. They're working on it right now.
Okay.
So we're going to have Angel's Envy and Jake here from Crowned Heads doing an event. So you know what that means.
Whiskey and cigar. Oh, yeah.
So we'll have all the blood medicines. So you guys will be able to come in here and buy a box and get a 4-pack or whatever, 5-pack, whatever they are, of the blood medicines. So those always go quick. But that's going to be a fun event with Jake now that Jake's back covering our territory here too.
We love Jake.
We do. He's a great guy.
He's just super knowledgeable, just a good hang.
And he's a lot like us. He's into bourbon. He's into cigars. He loves pairing. So it'll be a good day.
And he loves the Mil Diaz.
Yeah.
So we like him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So did you happen to smoke either one of the TAA?
I smoked the Lost Angel.
Is it good?
Dude.
Okay. I haven't smoked one yet.
Okay, so
I thought we were going to smoke one on the show, and I forgot about it.
Well, that's okay. I can still bring my other one. The Lost Angel, it would not surprise me if it was one of the, like, Las Calaveras blends that they're pulling out again. Like it really reminds me of, I think, the 2018, which was a greenish label.
Okay. That's the one that's almost impossible to find.
Yeah, but it is darker. It reminds me a lot of the My Father Factory done stuff that they do, which is their like limited release stuff. So it's a great cigar. Well, I will tell you, like, give yours a little bit more time. Mine was a little bit wet when I went.
Oh,
for it.
wet. Okay.
I think it was just because of Florida humidor.
Could be,
but
they were just coming off of 9,500 degree heat.
Yeah. So, and that's not due to Rob's humidor. That's literally due to the fact that he bought them while he was in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's just to be expected.
It happens.
I normally give cigars a little bit more time, but I was so excited that I.
Well, I'll tell you. So I ended up buying a few of the TAA releases, and the Espinosa Murcielago gold label, is amazing.
Which Mike is.
Oh. He brought some more back from the same shop, Harbor Cigars down in Destin, and so he brought what they had left. I think they had 11 cigars left. I still kicking myself in the butt because they had a box when I was there. I should have bought a box, but I had no idea. I didn't smoke one yet. I wish I would have bought the whole box. It was that good. I did end up getting a couple of the Villiger TA releases, the 2022 and the 23.
Which those. I think it was the 2022 that was a Mexican San Andreas over Nicaraguan blended at the Espinosa factory.
I don't remember, honestly. I'd have to go back and look. The first one I smoked of that, well, I only smoked one of them so far. It was the lighter one, so it must have been maybe Habano, I don't know. For all the hype, for me, it was just okay.
Okay.
But I've not smoked the dark one yet, so we'll see what that one comes out to be like.
I do think it was 22s that was a Mexican San Andreas over Nicaraguan binder and filler because it made some of the top cigars of the year list, and I got to looking at the makeup and was like, holy crap, that's the Senora Cigars. Like
it could be. 100% could be.
Yeah.
Well, and we've got I did see that they're going to be releasing them hopefully in November. That's what they're posting out right now. The Knuckle Sandwich 56, which is that San Andreas Knuckle Sandwich, which is in the top of the top for me this year.
Yeah.
Because it did release last year. We didn't get it until Christmas. So it couldn't go on last year's
That has been my
cigars.
special occasion cigar. I
got one left.
I bought a couple here. I bought some when I was down in Nashville. Like, I have been babying those. Oh, I even bought some online. I had to buy a whole sampler just to get a couple of those.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's worth it. That's a fantastic cigar. So, when those 56s come in, I'm probably not going to be as generous.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be buying.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already told him I'll take as many boxes as they'll allow me to buy.
Yeah.
Which it'll be limited, so it'll probably be 5 boxes or something again. But I'm hoping for more like 20 boxes because
that'd be amazing. I would love just a box to myself, but I know
I would too.
You have to be fair to everyone, and we've hyped them up to the point where I would feel bad buying a box with only 5 boxes total.
Hey, Lisa. Lisa's in the mode of talking to somebody right now.
Lisa's over there talking while there are customers. Hey.
Well, they were waiting on
Now
you,
she's
babe.
being sassy. So rude. So rude. Put her in her place, Rob.
Nah, she's doing what I normally do, talk to customers. So,
yeah, man.
but we're leaving her on the dust because she's running the place by herself right now.
Yeah. So this comes out on Monday. Tuesday is Halloween.
Yeah. Tuesday's when I'm getting the tattoo finished up. Well,
cool.
Not finished up, but the next phase.
What are you getting?
4 flowers.
Yeah.
So getting the flowers for all 4 of the girls.
So
Probably gonna
Haley's
go up.
cannabis.
No. Let's see. Rose. I have to look back. I can't remember what they were now. Yeah, I can't remember what they were.
Are you
now.
doing it in the same styling as your
Probably, yeah.
other one? Or
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to go on the inside, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go up and then finish off the inside at some point, other point. So
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you finally healed up and got back to normal.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Cool.
Never had much issue with it. So other than the beginnings with the tearing of the tape,
Yeah.
which is still
Saniderm.
scarred.
Is it scarred?
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's from tape.
Can't trust this dude with anything. Serious.
Damn tape.
Yeah, tape. What a weak dude.
I think I tore it off a little bit too early.
Yeah. I'm hoping to go down to Nashville in the winter months of next year, depending on what I can figure out for vacation time. But go down there and get some more work done. Just because, need
Yeah.
some couple more tattoos. It feels pretty empty right now.
Yeah.
A lot of blank space.
Is Victoria into tattoos? Does she have
does,
any?
she doesn't have any.
Okay.
But I'd also like to get my ring tattooed on.
Yeah.
I don't really like wearing one.
Yeah.
That, and she doesn't like when I'll just be working, fixing things around the house and scratching my ring. So
That's what happens when you get a black ring.
no, I mean it's not bad. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a wedding ring.
Yeah.
This is my second wedding ring.
Yeah.
Third wedding ring.
For your third marriage.
No, same marriage. Third ring. So yeah, something else I've thought about doing. Get your idea on this too. Jara, which is Jared. What's his last-
Jara.
Jara. I always call it Jara. Jara. What's the last name?
Staten.
Staten. So
Brickhouse Coffee.
Brickhouse Coffee. She's Jared moved out west. He's out in I think Montana now.
Utah.
Or Utah? Is it Utah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Utah.
He's out there now doing the coffee and some other things too. So she's running the show here. I'd like to have her on the show, and we'll drink the Brickhouse coffee and pair it with cigars. She's a cigar lover too, and then we could sit down and talk about Brickhouse. So we'll probably have her on here hopefully in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so it'll definitely be a coffee-centric episode.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
And that's what the majority of the episode we'll be talking about is probably sourcing coffee,
Yeah.
brewing coffee, all the things.
I mean, it's very similar to whiskey and cigars.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the same thing with the farming and pretty much everything. The regions of the world, if you have good tobacco, you're going to have good coffee beans.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be kind of fun to talk to her about that a little bit more. So I'll reach out to her. I'll write myself a note at some point somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now so I don't forget it.
Absolutely.
And then super huge news.
This feels totally fake.
No, it's huge. Dr. J
Yeah.
won the beard competition.
Oh my gosh. I was about ready to throw my phone away. It was like this beard competition that nobody cared about.
Dr. J cared.
He cared
Deeply about
You know
it.
what? Shout out to you, Dr. J. You won.
You won.
You did it.
Yeah.
Schnitzel bitches.
That's for you
Schnitzel
too.
bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was giving him a hard time. I said, you know what? I said, you're a doctor living in a nice neighborhood, making a great salary, and you're stealing away joy from some homeless dude with a crappy beard. Come
He
on.
did have a pretty bad beard. Like,
There was two of them.
Okay.
There was one. Actually, the guy that ended up being in second place had a better beard. It was long. It was just
yeah, but
he
it
had
was,
some commitment.
it was kind of puby.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
But the guy I thought that was actually still in second place with him was the guy that had like the 4-foot mustache.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, that poor guy looks like he lives in a
You know,
cardboard box.
some
I'm sorry, if you
people-
live in a cardboard box, good for you.
yeah.
You're probably
To
not
each
listening
their
to
own.
this. Exactly.
Yeah, listening to this on your iPhone in your cardboard box, on your Nokia maybe. But yeah, he kept blowing up our phone with updates on this, and Mike Bother came in
He did.
and helped him out. Probably pulled
He
him through the
sniped
finish
every
line.
freaking page.
Yeah.
He Trump pages. I
Yeah,
saw
he
that.
kept posting that at the bottom of political advertisements and stuff like that. So it's I think there was even
You're
one.
fading me in and out here, buddy.
Oh, I'm just playing. They don't hear anything.
I know.
different.
I don't hear anything either. You keep pushing the button.
He was posting at the bottom of some like sales ads on Facebook and said, you'll get 70% off your order if you vote for Scott Johnston. And I am so surprised that Mike Bother is not in Facebook jail.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's still hope.
They could catch up with him.
And honestly, he's probably be fine with that. I mean,
it'd probably do him some good. Get off Facebook a little while. The Bothers are like Facebook mom and dads. Like if they had a joint Facebook account, like a Mike and Jen Bother Facebook account, it would not shock me.
Does Jen have her own?
Yeah,
account?
she does.
Oh, I guess maybe I just don't see her post as much as Mike. Maybe that's what it is.
Are you friends with her on Facebook?
I thought so. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Probably not.
I thought so. But yeah, it was funny. And it went to the wire last night until midnight. Midnight was the cutoff, and I think he won by one vote. And he kept going back and forth all night long. So so good for you, buddy.
Well, and Scott's son, even at Belmont, got people to vote for him. Like that is the most teamwork thing ever to get Scott to win. But you know what? He did have a way better beard than that guy. He totally did.
Well, and I'm expecting with all that nice, seasonings and all the, the grill and all kinds of stuff he's getting out of this thing. I'm expecting some really good meat coming in here one day for us.
Yeah, he was part of the Whittings was either a Weber kettle or Weber Performer, which is a charcoal grill. I mean the Performer is the kettle with a table next to it, which is what I've got. I love the Weber grill, just for doing burgers. I've done wings on it. It's the best way to go. Charcoal, direct heat stuff, hot and fast cooking.
Charcoal is fun.
Gotta love it. Love it. Do steaks on there. Absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
But yeah, man. It was funny. I'll talk about this a little bit because it's pretty close to public information at this point. I don't think anyone's going to listen to this. I've been interviewing at another church, and last night I went there, met with some of the staff and also the worship team. One of the worship team members found me on Facebook today, just an old guy, just one of the older guys there. And he's really kind, but he's definitely been DMing me all day long. And it's
about cigars?
No, just about life and stuff. And it's okay, dude, I still don't have this job yet.
Well, that's cool.
No, I mean, it's very kind. It's also very boomery of him. But
maybe they're excited to have you come on, man.
I sure hope so. That's
So when do you hear about that since you brought it up?
So this upcoming week, Victoria and I are having a dinner with the pastor and his wife, and that's just more of a casual sit down. They want to meet Victoria, but they also want to make sure that the church is a place that she can call home.
Yeah.
So they just want to kind of see that in her, and they obviously know that she's not working for the church, but they want to make sure that if she has any questions or if she wants to see it before we commit to going there, it's very kind. And then the next thing would be an offer in the form of an elders meeting. So that would be
nice,
interesting. Well, the position at the church that I'm currently at is ending at the end of the year. So that's
no, actually, it's ending at the end of next week.
Well,
if you get this job,
it will end sooner than the end of the year if I get this job. But this would be a wonderful thing, I think, on both ends. The church that I'm currently at is struggling financially, and it would be good to get out there sooner than later, just to not leave them in a harder place. And you got to think about my salary. It's not much, but it's still probably close to $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
So it's just if they don't have that expense. Yeah. So it's kind of could be a good thing for both of us.
Good.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of life change happening right now, but
Yeah, I mean, you're pregnant. So, I mean, that's kind
we
of
are
exciting.
not pregnant. We are definitely not. There's,
So,
yeah, we've taken precautions against things like that.
sometimes that works.
I would hope it's working.
I mean,
Actually,
the only precaution that's actually legit is if you truly are still virgin. I'm just telling you right now.
no, yeah, we're not that cautious, but the precautionary measures are in place. We are not pregnant.
So I mean, I think everybody on here wants to know. So, what's your favorite position right now so far?
I don't want to talk about that. Rob, why don't you share first?
I was talking about something else. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What? No, we're
Robert.
not going there. I won't make you answer that question.
Okay.
You're fine, but everybody wants to know.
Nobody wants to know.
I've been getting calls all week.
all week.
all
long.
week.
That's what everybody's been asking.
Everybody.
They've been calling the shop phone, asking about that.
There's like 14 messages back here just for you.
Yeah. Dog, nobody even cares about me.
You're right. No one
Let
does.
alone that.
Yeah,
Nobody
no one,
wants
no
that.
one cares. No,
Nobody wants
no,
that information.
No. So okay, what else? What else been going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a influx in the bourbon groups. You know, we're kind of getting into that
Happy
into the
season?
allocation season
Yeah.
and all of that. I saw Big Reds doing their big event, which, if you don't know, has historically been rigged. So if you're going for the chance to win a Pappy, God bless you.
Probably ain't gonna happen.
But it's not going to happen. Don't let that be the only reason you're going to their event. Go for the tastings, go for other things, but like, please don't make that the only reason you're going, because you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Historically, those bottles, and there's a lot of people that can attest to this, and I don't know if it's changing this year. I sure hope that it is, but a lot of those bottles have gone to Matt's friends. So Matt is the guy that does all the tasting
Right.
videos on Big Red's Facebook page. So just know that.
Yeah. Well, so that's a good thing to bring up, because I mean, we do have a ton of people that do listen that are into into bourbon. What are some good, I guess, events to go to, or where are some good places people could maybe hunt down some stuff? I mean, obviously you can hit up, your Myers and your Total Wines and stuff like that, which they're going to be when they're on the shelf. Once they're gone, they're gone. You really need to learn when they're going on the shelves. Otherwise, you're never going to have a shot.
Okay,
But I
so
mean, are there some good?
So
good
for
ones
Total
coming up?
Wine, actually become a part of their club. They do allocated whiskey drawings every once in a while. It depends on how much money you spend there. So if you're by a Total Wine and you do your normal like beer shopping, your wine shopping, all that stuff there, definitely make sure you sign up online. It's kind of done by how much you spend there, and they'll and there's a lot of allocated products that do go to Total Wines.
Yeah.
So
Well, and-
that's a way to do them. Sometimes you just end up with a Blanton's, and other times you end up with a Thomas Handy.
Yeah.
So,
I've also seen some people that will watch when they drop stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll order them online and go pick them up. Is that legit?
I
on
have
the, on the
never
allocated
been
stuff?
able to do
Okay.
that. So I have seen that, but every time my order's been canceled. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So as far as the bourbon events go for the allocation season, a couple good ones to go to. Anything Indiana Liquor Group. Indiana
Yeah.
Liquor Group has notoriously taken care of their customers. It will be an event that you go to, and you will be there probably standing around for a while.
Yeah.
But get your ticket, stand around, expect to be there for a little while.
Well, and they
really
own the
make
Noble
it-
Wines. What
Yeah.
what other ones did they own now?
They've bought a ton. In the
Yeah, they
area.
have. And that's the thing too. The good thing about them is if you go to any of the stores, like if you go to a Noble Wine or any of the ones that are Indiana Liquor Group, when you go through the register, they're going to ask you if you want to sign up for their email. sign up.
Sign up.
Because you get an email about once a week or once or twice a week, something like that, talking about the next tastings coming up. A lot of them are going to be geared. I mean, a lot of their specials on their emails are typically geared around beer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they will have these tastings out there, and also the pickups, and it's like, that's a good way to actually be engaged with their group.
And there's a couple more that I could recommend going to. I heard the last Payless Liquors event was pretty lackluster.
I did too.
But in the past, those have been really good. Those have been really good and worthwhile. I know the couple that I've been to, every single person got the chance to either walk away with a Blanton store pick or a E.H. Taylor small batch. So it's just like, well, you're not going to get those all day long. And they normally do put out some like Old Forester store picks and stuff like that. So if you're looking, the nice thing about those is they make it so that even if you don't have the opportunity to get something high level allocated, like in their back room, which you can draw to get into, they'll put like birthday bourbons and pappies and just the Four Roses small batch. I'm sure they'll have Makers Mark Cellar Aged back there.
Yeah.
If you don't get back there, you still have the opportunity to get store picks of like your mid to low level allocated products.
Yeah.
And it can still be worth your while, if nothing else, for the camaraderie and just another bottle to drink on.
Well, and some of the stores I like to go to that have a lot of store picks. Obviously, you go down and see Ray down at Rural Inn. Mm-hmm. He's always got a lot of store picks out there that you can get every day. Market District has a ton.
They do.
I really am impressed with their place. I mean, last time I was there, I think they probably had close to 40, maybe 50 store picks that were just available. And their prices are not bad. Their prices are actually pretty good. So there's a couple of stores in Indiana you can do that with. Obviously, Meyer is starting to get into doing even more picks.
Yeah, so Meyer actually does get a lot of allocated bottles. Those go out to friends of the wine steward. So if you get in with the wine steward, a lot of times you basically have to date that person to get those bottles.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's most easiest to do at the Avon and some of the north side, Noblesville locations and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Those tend to be the ones that get the product. More. Yeah.
What about the one down by you down here in McCordsville? Does it get very much?
Not really. No. The one in McCordsville will get like store picks, stuff like that. So like Four Roses barrel proof picks, like they'll get a couple cases. Like the highest tier allocated product that I've ever found there was like the Remus Repeal Reserve 6.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, I'll pick it up. I'm here. Also, Meyer's extremely fair, if not way under.
They are
on pricing.
Yeah, if you find one there, just get it, because you're going to be able to, even if you don't want it, you'll be able to probably trade it for something you do want, because the price is going to be under MSRP.
Well,
typically,
and that's my thing. Like, if I'm ever at Meyer and I see stuff that, like there was one time I went there and they had a Makers Mark FAE 01.
Okay.
And I picked that up because I'm a big Makers boy. That was their limited release before they started doing the Cellar Age. And I picked that up. It was $45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just way under retail. So you just know that if you're at Meyer and you see something like that somebody might want, even if you don't want it, hit up your friends. Do what I do. Hit up your friends, see if somebody wants it, and just share the love around. Don't let the people that are going on secondary get it. It's just not worth it. If you know, and that's kind of my thing. If I have a friend that I know who's looking for a Blanton's, you know what? The next Blanton's I get, I'm going to hit them up.
Mm-hmm.
And, eventually, maybe I'll finally run out of Blanton's at my house that's open. No, I actually did at my bachelor party.
Did you?
Yeah. Some of my buddies drank the rest of it.
Well, good for them.
It was amazing because that bottle had been open for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Man. Yeah.
So it's just getting good. Is what you're saying, right?
I guess
All that extra age.
It was a store pick. Yeah, but it's just one of those things. It's like just pass the love around.
Yeah.
And if you get an Eagle Rare store pick at one of these events and you don't want it, you know what? That makes a great Christmas gift.
It does. It does.
Somebody,
and we're in that time of year, man.
I'm sure your father-in-law, who's mildly into bourbon, if he sees a Blanton's or an Eagle Rare under the Christmas tree, you're gonna win a ton of brownie points.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And just tell him, oh, this is the smoothest thing around, man. So smooth.
It's good for what it is. That's for sure. But yeah.
So smooth.
So didn't Indiana Liquor Group also buy the elite beverages?
I don't know.
Okay, I was thinking
I
they
don't
did.
think so.
I may be wrong. Yeah.
Places to not go for allocated product is any 21st Amendment. Just don't even bother.
Yeah.
Their prices are over secondary. If you see something on the counter at 21st Amendment and you're like, man, that's kind of tempting at that price, join a local secondary group and pay less or pay the same amount that they have it listed for and not pay tax.
Right. Yeah. Well, and something else too is like when we're in that vacation season a little bit right now, coming out of it now with fall break, but a lot of people when they go on vacation and you're in a touristy area and you go to the local liquor store, you're going to get screwed.
Yeah.
Especially down in Florida, man. You go to some of these ones that are in touristy areas, you're going to pay double secondary and a lot of this stuff. I mean, I saw a Stag Junior batch 17 that was like $280.
Gosh.
And I'm like, that's just
secondary
stupid.
Nowadays here is $220 for that.
And that's even high from what I'd want to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's great stuff. But, when you're talking about the pricing of some of these places, whenever I go on vacation anymore, I always ask locals, what's the best liquor store to go to? And they'll tell you. And that's how I found that Garrison Brothers. That was right next door to the Harbor Cigars. I was down there.
The other thing you can do is go on to Facebook and join some of the local bourbon groups.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to join it the week before you go and just watch and see which stores in that area get drops.
That, and also, put a note out there that you're going to be in town. You might be able to meet up with some local guys and have a little bottle share, or even at least have some pours at a great bar somewhere with somebody. So
yeah,
that's a fun way to meet people.
I used to do that all the time when I'd go down to Nashville. There was one time I went down and I said, hey, I'd like to try, I don't even remember what it is. Anybody have a sample? Like, I would swap samples with you. And there were just guys coming out of the woodwork to share their bottles with us. And that ended up with Isaiah and I sitting at some dude's home bar just trying stuff. And I brought a whole backpack full of bottles and was like, hey, I bet you haven't seen these before. Like, check this out. I'm sure part of that bag was full of Starlight Distillery only picks, but they were ones that I found to be special. And you know what? He appreciated those.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you get out of our region here, no one's ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Let alone tried it. So, well, that's cool, man. Yeah, we spent some time with the boys at Crowded Barrel, and it was so much fun to talk to them about just the processes they're going through. They're trying to grow and get into more markets. I finally got the contact with them to actually get on their little council to help them in some ways, whatever I can do.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, hopefully we're going to start seeing Crowded Barrel up this way a little bit more. I'm excited, man, because I feel like a lot of these distilleries that have been around for a little while, that have kind of been more regional. I mean, hell, just the last couple of years, Chattanooga Whiskey Company has become super popular in Indiana because they finally have making enough product they can ship out. And I think we're gonna see a lot more of that coming in the next year or so. And I'm glad because, some of these, like Will travels a lot for his job, and he'll just bring back a bottle of some random distillery, and we'll try. I'm like, damn, that's good stuff. And they're not even distributing; they're just selling out of their distillery. So, I feel like a lot of these smaller brands are going to start distributing more, and we're going to see a lot more coming into Indiana in the next couple of years.
Yeah. So even on that, I would almost. I know we're a little early still, but on the whole gifting thing, what do you give somebody that has every single bottle of bourbon already? Store picks.
Exactly.
It's store picks.
Store picks or distillery only picks at a distillery you were traveling and you fell in love with.
You're not
Something
going to
like
get
that.
somebody like Rob and I of Blanton's, and I mean, of course, we'll be appreciative.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
It,
Yeah.
but most of the time, we would rather have. I mean, I even think about Ray's pick, Oily Mess.
Yeah.
Be like, man, if that bottle came in for me, I'd be like, oh my goodness, and that was a Heaven's Door pick.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's just like, if you find something that you like, you know what? Buy that for your bourbon buddy and hold on to it for Christmas. Or,
Tell you what.
or break it out at Thanksgiving.
And here's a pro move too. If you're in any of those like white elephant exchanges, bring a bottle.
Yeah.
Bring a bottle of something special because everyone will fight over that
Yeah,
bottle.
they will.
Everybody will.
Yeah.
And I will say some of the most fun white elephants I've been a part of was when 3/4 of the group brought bottles of stuff.
Heck yeah.
And it's like, it was so much fun because you start seeing people jockey around to figure out what bottle they want and everyone walks away happy. So that's actually something we ought to do here is have a bottle white elephant thing.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun. So put that together, Isaiah.
Put
Thanks,
it
buddy.
together.
All your
Isaac.
extra time.
Yeah, all my extra time. Dude, I am swamped right now.
You're
It's
fine.
just like
You're fine.
between interviewing for a new position, trying to close out my old one well.
Satisfying the wife.
I'm also in grad school.
Hey, by the way,
By the way, what?
that patio was looking good, man.
Yeah, dude.
He just got done, blocking off his patio, and he's got
Yeah.
his solo stove out there. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, it's got the fence all around the property.
Yeah,
now. It looks like you
I'll
live
have
in
to
the
have-
suburbs.
Yeah, I feel like I do, but it's kind of the hood.
Yeah, but that backyard's special, man.
No, we're planning on having people over sometime soon. I gotta, today, we're recording a little bit later today because it's the last good weather day for like the next week or so. And I still had some exterior painting to do. So I've just been out all morning
Yeah.
painting the house. Because I had pressure washed it and started painting before the wedding. And it's like, well, I can't just leave this raw wood all
No.
winter.
Nah, because we have cold weather coming here in the next few days.
Yeah.
When this drops, I think the low tonight is going to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're almost done with being able to paint outside, buddy.
Yeah, we are. I know. And I'm not all the way done, but I'm a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take it,
Well, and you've done a lot of work getting ready for, you get married and you're, moving her into the house and everything else. You kind of want to make everything kind of special, new and fresh for everybody. And you've done a lot of work on that. So good for you on that.
I mean, and it's also just, I saw a study a couple weeks ago that I think it was like 90% of Americans can't afford to buy a house right now.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? We're going to make this house everything we need it to be until we absolutely can't anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't like the color of the house or it needs repaint? It did need to be painted.
Yeah.
Like it was just all white and it was dirty and it was chipping off and, all the things. So just let's do it up and we'll be here as long as we can.
Yeah. Well, in her job, she's basically driving from home to whatever she's doing anyway. So she doesn't have to be in any specific location.
No, not really.
And your new job potentially is going to be, 15, 20 minutes away from your house.
Yeah.
Going away from traffic.
Yeah.
This time of year, the only thing you have to deal with maybe the occasional combine on the road.
Yeah, serious.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're finally taking down all the corn and soybeans around
They are.
me. So,
We've seen a lot of deer move.
yeah.
And I found I've been going up to Missinawall and Salamone fishing a lot,
Yeah.
My days off. And I haven't been having any luck much this year. It seems like the weather every day I go has just been terrible. I've been going over here literally like a mile from here at Fall Creek under a bridge and catching smallmouth like crazy.
Dang.
I'm like,
That's
why do I
fun,
go
though.
anywhere,
Yeah,
man? So I've been
yeah.
catching some, I think I caught a 4 and 5 pounder. And then everything else has been small. But you know what? Small fish are still fun to catch.
Yeah, I mean,
Smallmouth and largemouth are fun to
yeah,
catch.
yeah, they are. Well, and especially when you're fishing, like you can just sit there, smoke a cigar, fish.
Yep.
Especially if you're bobber fishing.
I was, and I'm usually casting bait or casting
lure.
Well, I do like the shallow lures, and then Ryan, he likes top bait quite a bit.
The top water, like the poppers, are super fun.
Yeah.
Like just seeing
He
something,
catches a crap ton of smallmouth, man.
just seeing something smash a popper is the most satisfying thing.
It is.
Because like if you're dragging along the bottom, like you can't see that, you feel it. You definitely feel it. But when you see something like smash a little tiny frog that you've got at the end of your line, that is the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Also, it just means like, oh, I've got the motion of this one down.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. Frogs are fun. That's a fun thing too. Is like, I don't know if you've ever been actually frog fishing, like not fishing for frogs. They're freaking carnivores, man. They will actually eat each other. And you get a little frog out there, and the frogs just attack it.
Wow.
And I remember fishing up in Michigan, and we would catch. I mean, you'd literally throw the frog out there, and you get this big bullfrog grabbing a hold of. You got 3 frogs grabbing a hold of him.
Dang.
And you pull them up. You got like 4 frogs on your line.
Yeah.
Like these guys just want to cannibalize each other, man. It's insane.
That's cool. I guess
All right,
it makes sense.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done now. So, how's that cigar treating you?
Dude, it's a knuckle sandwich Maduro.
It is.
It's fantastic.
I love this Robusto size too. I mean, I like the Toro, but I like something that's going to not last quite as long. And this little Robusto,
it's a long smoking Robusto.
It is.
Too.
It is. I mean, we've been going not quite an hour on it, but I'm just in the second third. You're just approaching the final.
Yeah, I'm approaching the final third.
But
if you have, I'm sure we've done this on the show before. The cigar.
I think we did the Corona Gorda, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
But
so if you want to know the tasting notes and really a deep dive into that, I'm sure we paired it with something port finished or something like that, because that's a perfect pairing for this. I also think our old Clifty,
the brandies,
yeah, but specifically that port rye one
would go great with this.
You know, supposedly we learned this week that a bottle ended up in Fred Minnick's hands.
It did. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, Alan Bishop, he's the shout out. Well, you know,
shout out.
Drink something. Alan was on the Fred Minnick show, which they're buddies too. And he was telling Fred, he gave him a bottle of our pick, and he said, these are the 2 picks that we did were the 2 best things he's ever put out. And that made me feel really good that we did that great of a job picking, but also he knows what the hell he's doing, and those were amazing picks. So I'm anxious to hear. I don't know if on that show, I haven't got to find that show even to listen to it. I'm anxious to see if they cracked it and he had any of it, because I would love to hear Fred's opinion on it.
Well, and the other thing is Alan was just excited about us picking brandies because that's his baby.
It is.
The bourbons that they make, the ryes they make, he's passionate about, but these are his child.
Yep.
And
it's brandy and absinthe are his 2 favorite things to make.
Yeah, those are his loves.
He does them well.
He does them very well.
Well, I think that's it for today, guys.
What?
I don't know. I was waiting for you. I thought you were hitting buttons over there already. So.
I did now.
All right, cool. Well, guys, you can follow me on
there was a
Instagram.
train coming by. You waited too late.
I did. There's a train.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Final Third Cigar.
You can find me on Instagram at The Whiskey Pastor. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and leave us a review on whatever podcast platform that you're on.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
It does. If you have anything or any pairing you love and you'd like us to try, you know, bring us a couple cigars and a little sample bottle full of your whiskey. You don't have to give us the whole bottle like Will so graciously did.
Ish.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we'd love to try it. We'd love to see what's tickling your fancy.
Exactly. Yeah. So thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Our Our wonderful new table is brought to you by Deadwood Live. That's D-E-D Wood Live. Go check them out on Facebook and see what Derek can do for you. From bars to tabletops to a giant podcast table, they specialize in making super high quality furniture from live edge woods and reused barrels. So reach out to them on Facebook and see what they can do for you.